Memphis, 1,500 megawatts of gas turbine sitting on the property. Have you seen that in the news? A stretch of trailer mounted trucked in. One of the best capitalized operations on Earth, Elon's. He had to rent these temporary generators, not because they couldn't afford the real thing. Money is a flush, we know, with his recent IPO and everything, because they couldn't get in line for it.
It all comes down to time.
Yeah.
If you can't get the standard product, you find a different one and you move. They don't have time to waste.
There's no secret. We've talked about it in this episodes before. The AI headlines the presidents keep talking about, everybody is worried about, has quietly turned into a manufacturing race at the end of the day. So we see all the VCs and everything. They used to first go, if we go back, the .com, the Facebooks of the era, and then it came to crypto at a time, Web3 development at a time, and then now anything with AI in the mix, VCs throw cash at it. So money is not the constraint anymore. When it comes to manufacturing, the queue is pick any critical component. It's backordered past your finish line. So no amount of check, no amount of spending power moves you ahead in the line. It just gets you in the line.
That's right. They just can't manufacture it in the time frame that you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the story of how it goes.
So the industrial bench has to support all this manufacturing capability. The giants like the JLGs, the Skyjacks, Genies of the world, they who can scale, they can manufacture in volume, but it's the niche manufacturers. When you're at a critical time crunch, when it's the literal gold rush of our generations, they need manufacturers like us who solve the problems that don't have a catalog answer for every one of your problems. We build a solution for you. This is Engineering to Lift podcast. I am Naveen Vinta, and with me I have our VP of Engineering, Eric Niemi. Welcome to this episode.
Welcome back, folks.
So I guess with AI and data centers, we can't stop talking about how political it has become. If we put politics aside, right? So underneath the politics, there's always the manufacturing story. People who are trying to like NIMBYism, whatever you want to call it, the stopping the data centers. If you go back, stopping technology has never been a winning proposition.
No, never. I mean, you look at electric vehicles, for instance. They had battery-powered vehicles, big trucks even, back in the 1920s, 30s. It only slowed down. It didn't stop. It's like there's many people that don't want electric vehicles, but the fact of the matter is they're here anyway.
Yeah.
You didn't stop the Teslas of the world. You didn't stop China from making them. Why? Because they were a cost savings in the long term.
Yeah.
This battery technology needed to catch up. Well, that's another part of the story.
Yeah, it was dormant for a long time because the technology and the atoms,
Right.
it has to catch up.
Yeah, it just didn't have the technology to build a larger storage battery in a small, compact body. And that's just the way it is.
Now that we have all of this, there's no going back an electric car. So technology works like that. Human ingenuity, like leverages technology to make the leaps and bounds in progress from, I know I'm like philosophizing a little bit, from the wheel to inventing the fire to electric cars to now nanometer chips.
Yeah, it's all about speed. How fast can you get it to market? Well, AI is a piece of that. You have the idea, but how do you flesh it out? That's where AI comes into play. It can help you flesh it out, give you some more feedback without having to have a staff of 20 engineers working on it. You can throw the ideas into AI and it goes out in the internet and it finds all the other data and pulls it together so that you go, oh, wow, I didn't even think of that. There's this new technology out there that I really need to pursue.
Yep. And then this arms race is a real thing, whether we like it or not, because coming from a technology background, I can speak for it a little bit, because once the world zeroes in or centers their progress on a technology stack, it's hard to ask them to pivot quickly. So, as America, we want to be leading in AI, and then we want the world to adopt our tech stack. We have to be front and center in this one. So, talking about not being successful in stopping technology, you were saying something about MSOE having the electric car,
Yeah,
right?
one of the first shots at a production electric car was by GM. They had built about a half a dozen of them or so, and they got dispersed out to the market. Market didn't accept them. They didn't embrace the new technology. Well, what happened then is let's donate them to schools and research facilities, and they can look
Oh, I
through it.
see.
Sure,
That's how
and
it ended up.
there were
Okay.
so many more developments that were made from that donation that that's where we get in the Teslas and the other models that have come out for electric cars. That's why now GM's got the electric Hummer. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
that
yeah.
where did that technology come from? Well, somebody had to study what was out there. And before AI, the way to do it was here's what we've come up with. Now flesh it out, make it more compact, make it more visually attractive to customers,
Yeah, appealing. So there's a,
appealing,
yeah.
right.
So even talking about technology, the Microsoft has a Palm Pilot, something you used to touch with a pen. It the pre-version of the iPad a while back in 95 or something, it was way ahead of its times. The technology has to catch up. Steve Jobs had to do his like presentation.
Yeah, just look at the BlackBerry, for
Yeah,
instance. How
yeah,
many people had BlackBerries and wish they still had them?
yeah,
But
yeah,
the issue there is technology's gone ahead. You no longer need the pen.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can just talk right to
You
it,
have like 10 pens literally sitting on your hands.
right?
Yeah. So, talking about AI, let's start with our backyard, right? So, what's happening in Wisconsin? So, we have America, like World Trade Organization and all of this. We've spent decades moving manufacturing offshore. So, the famous map of top employer in every state, when it go over time, at least in 1990s, is manufacturing almost coast to coast. Everybody's states the top employers were manufacturers. Today, it's healthcare almost everywhere you look. So now, with this AI build out, it's stress testing how much of what's left of the industrial base all at once. On obviously, with this AI race on a deadline. For example, we try to source components locally. Could you speak to some of the challenges we are having?
Oh, sure. Just for instance, we were looking for a wheel drive that we had purchased previously for a product, and turns out that the company has sold a couple of times
Yeah,
in the 10 years that have passed. So how do you find it? Do you start doing searches on the internet and you go back to the vendor? No, they don't make it anymore,
yeah,
or it's been discontinued. So how do you find a new one?
yeah,
Sometimes it's a real struggle, and not just bolt patterns change, but capacities change, speeds change. So how do you adapt that in? It can be a real struggle, and even then, when you find a manufacturer, you find out their lead time is 12 weeks away, 16 weeks away, a half a year away.
yeah. We are standing in that queue.
Yeah, you buy a place in line, that's it. I
Yep,
mean,
yep.
no amount of money can get you one faster.
The podcast audience is supposed to be like somebody who's in procurement trying to get to the finish line quicker. But if there is like how we're a niche manufacturer, if there's niche manufacturers out there that are making these, but we cannot easily find them, please reach out to us. We over the episodes we described, we build aerial work platforms, we take all the niche equipment, we build to customers orders. If you have products that you think might be useful to us, please feel free to reach out.
Yeah, it's a great part of my job. I get to go find something new and interesting, and we can move on it quickly. We pivot on a dime.
Yeah. Instead of buying from the bigger manufacturers, if we can support a fellow niche manufacturer, I'll be more than happy to do it.
Right.
The backyard paradox, like the biggest industrial construction in state history here in Wisconsin, is going up here. Mount Pleasant AI campus reported around 7.3 billion, declared operational in June. Port Washington announced 15 billion plus. So this is all requires skilled workers, but if you have to build at this scale, humans can only scale so much faster, especially people with those kind of skills. So much. The state has just lost its manufacturing as a top employer, is hosting a manufacturing scale build out. So even though if we lost healthcare, become the top employer, with all this build out, we might again pivot to manufacturing.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't find the people.
Yeah.
I mean, you need 10 technicians to put something into place. You can only get 5.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
Yeah.
And then you have to look for the technology leverage the technology portion of it to be able to lift the parts into place.
Yep.
That's where we come into play as a niche manufacturer. Hey, we got to lift this huge panel, and we've been doing it this way with 8 guys. And we go, okay, we'll pivot, no problem. Put the attachment on a custom lift. Yeah, we had a base model already in stock that were in the system that we could adapt. But it's that adaptation that the big manufacturers can't do. They can't just pull one off of their production line and make changes specific for a customer. That's where we come into play. That's where we move ahead in the technology. That's where we move ahead in less employees to do the same job safely. They can then move those employees over to another portion of the project. The project continues to move forward. Time is money. And they need the technology in place. They need that data center. They need that healthcare building. They need a power plant in place. How do you get it into place?
Yeah. Talking about AI build out and everything, technology is always not decelerationist, but it always like brings down the prices in that sense. Because of this AI build out and everything, a lot of things that we used to do that took a lot of time, now we can outsource it to AI, and then we are working on very niche, exquisite problems that has like helped us focus on the right things for the customer, make sure everything goes out properly. Before, if we are doing most of the rote work that had to be done, somebody had to do it, we may or may not have missed something like more critical for the end user. But with now AI, with all of that, machines taking care of it, so our engineers are focused on exactly what the customer needs. We are paying much more attention to customer service and other things.
Right. It's those add-ons that make the job a lot easier for the customer.
Yep.
That we get time to play with or to develop the added technology that makes the machine that much more efficient.
How industrialization has helped.
They go hand in hand. Because you have a large number of workers doing physical labor, they need healthcare.
Yeah.
Well, when you help healthcare by making it faster and easier to provide service, you keep those workers more healthy. Now industry can grow. So when the industry has to grow, when there's more people that have paying jobs and they want more products, now suddenly you have to shift because the demand is there. Companies are going to build the product. How quickly can you get it to market? And that's where AI helps, is the speed to market. How fast can you develop it? How much higher level of technology they're asking for? They didn't even know that it existed. I mean, how many people every day go, "Hey Siri," or "Hey Google," or Alexa,
Hey Alexa, yeah.
And they need that, "Hey, I don't have time to run to the store to get a new tape measure.
Yeah.
I'm just, hey, Alexa, tell me the top 3 tape measures out there." And they give you the price very quickly, and you can go, "Okay, Alexa, order that one."
Yeah.
Or, "Hey Siri, where can I get healthcare? I mean, show me what's close to me. I don't have time to go digging through a catalog to find it." And so far as to go, "Hey, this is my healthcare system. Where can I get new eyeglasses under my program?"
Remember one time when we were driving to a customer, we were brainstorming with one of the
With
chat.
Grok.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in over a year ago already.
Over a year, yeah. It acted like such a thought partner. It was synthesizing what we both were thinking and then made us so primed for the meeting.
Right, it was a secretary who was taking notes and feeding it back to us. "Oh, okay, I think I know what you're saying," and it gave back a short,
very
detailed look at, and we went, "Wow, that was quick."
Yep.
And it's moving at the speed of light. I mean, if you're not into AI, you're going to get left behind.
Exactly. So previously, industrial age, it helped with physical effort from humans. Now AI is helping reduce the physical effort and then also the cognitive load that everybody carries around. So
Right. You don't have time to dig through the drudgery of searching the internet manually.
yeah,
You tell Grok, go find me this.
exactly.
And it'll come back. It'll give you a quick report. It'll give you a synopsis of exactly what it found. Yes, it's going to make some mistakes, but if you've got 5 to choose from and one of them is false, odds are you're going to hit one that's going to really move you forward.
Yeah. Talking about Siri and Alexa, I mean, this takes me down the memory lane. Back when 2005, when I came to this country from tropical India to Fargo, North Dakota. I mean, it was colder than cold. So every morning when you're getting ready to go to school, I had to like turn on the desktop, waited for it to boot to check the weather. So I can step out. Then when the smartphones came, we had to check it. Now it's just is it the passing thought? Hey, how cold is how hot is it?
Yeah, you can have it set at a reminder that, hey,
Yeah.
give me the weather report at 6:45 a.m. on my while
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
getting ready to go to work. Hey, do I need my jacket? Do I need sunscreen?
So the fear about AI like replacing the jobs or anything, at least in the sector that we are in, it might makes folks very, very efficient. So as a practical matter, some of our technicians, when they're working on a machine, their toolbox is there. They're working on a machine here. I see them at least like spending like 20, 30, 40 minutes going back and forth to just to retrieve their tools.
Right.
So what if there is a humanoid robot? Hey, get me a wrench. It can look at the socket. It can go fetch you the right wrench because you always retain the skill. Your physical effort goes way down, but you're doing the very important part of the job, not just the rote parts of the job.
Right. You're using your brain rather than just turning the wrench.
Exactly. That's what we want everybody to be like skilled, more higher skilled jobs than just doing the low level everyday stuff. We can have machines, we can humanoid robots that adapt to the existing form factor of chairs, toolboxes, and everything.
Exactly.
Do those jobs.
And as far as where stuff is available, I mean, you source a part from American distributor.
Yeah.
But if you dig 3 layers down, I'll bet
Yeah.
not all of those parts are made in the USA.
The
Some of them
supply
are made
chains always point overseas.
made in Italy, made in Czechoslovakia, they're made in China, they're made in Thailand. Why? Because that's what happened when we offshored.
Yeah, we hollowed out the industrial base.
Yep. Now we're looking to bring that back because we can't even get in line to get those from China and Italy and
Yep.
Thailand. So what do?
Bringing it
You
back
gotta
is
build.
the only option.
You got to build.
Yeah.
You don't have any choice. And the quality of the work that you put in it is going to be directly tied to AI. That's just the way it's going to be because you don't have the technical underbase to produce these things. So we got to get smarter quicker.
So Eric, we talked about how as an how the supply chains have been a problem. So if the supply chains are a problem for the bigger OEM manufacturers, obviously for somebody smaller like us, they're definitely a problem. Could you speak to how can we adapt to that?
You need that drive unit. So how do you get around that? Well, you can't even get in the queue to get one.
Yep.
So you have to adapt. Maybe it's rather than having in a built-in hydraulic motor, you have to separate it. Okay, who can manufacture just the hub part of it?
Yeah.
And how quickly can you get it? Hey, who can manufacture the hydraulic motor part of it? And how quickly can you get it? And that's how you adapt. Yeah, it takes more time on the engineering side of things, but the fact of the matter is you need the product out the door.
Yeah.
And it's time. And yeah, you end up paying a little bit more, but now you've got a second adaptation for the same part. So now your supply chain just doubled.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how as niche manufacturers we can work around the problems quickly, pivot our engineers. When the new suppliers like throw their parts at us, we can make sure the calculations work, everything fits, and then we can quickly design components around that thing to be able to adapt that new part into our machines.
Right. Find a new one that's got similar properties, similar or exact capacity or better capacity even.
Yeah.
And then adapt that into our product, and in the end of the day, give the customer a better product than they had.
That makes us the point as niche manufacturers and the volume of your vendors. So there's high volume vendors who manufacture these aerial work platforms, but you also need vendors who can quickly pivot and then solve your one-off or first of its kind problems, because we can pivot around. The supply chain longs are long. We can pivot around. We can source components, and then we can do some of the value-added manufacturing in-house to put them together. If the put together part is 30 weeks, sometimes the components can be 4 to 6 weeks, right?
Right. So the best is to have all the parts when you're ready to assemble, but
Yeah.
that isn't always the case. You find something slipped in the supply chain.
Yeah. We can substitute with something else. We don't have to have a very finished product come into our house to put the machine together. We have skilled technicians who've been doing this for years together. They can look at the components, they can look at the blueprints, and then put the part together, and then that finished part can go in the machine.
Right. They don't always need every bit of the information. Like if they were a entry level
Yeah.
technician that would need hand holding and
Mentoring sessions. Yeah.
mentoring sessions and the full list of everything that they need.
But
We
for
can
some
have
of our trained technicians,
for some of the trained technicians, we give them, here's a rough idea. These two go together. Find a way to hook it together.
yeah,
And we know that the parts are out there. We probably have them on a shelf. The trained
exactly.
technician can go, okay, I need that fitting, that hose, that valve that we've already got on the shelf, and they can quickly put it together.
Yeah, and then they'll make it happen. If there is anything, our engineers can supplement the knowledge that they need to, and then we can quickly come up with a solution. That's where having engineers on staff and then trained technicians all under the same roof working hand in hand will produce product very quickly to the market.
Right. They're able to come right to my desk and ask the question rather than having to get on a phone and spend 20
Exactly.
minutes out of their day trying to get a hold of somebody.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Yep.
My team is right here.
Yeah. There's no getting hold of somebody. I just go in and talk to them.
Right.
You don't have to schedule a meeting. You don't have to get on the calendar. All of that bureaucracy that comes with a larger organization, we intentionally suppress it, and then we intentionally keep it to an extremely low minimum to none. I want to close the episode by repeating the bottom line on the way out. So the AI race went political. We all know about it. So midterms are being fought on those agendas. And underneath all the politics, if you strip it away, it went physical. Manufacturing capacity is the limiting factor is. Like we said before, money can't cut the queue. Every path runs to a factory that's already sold out till 2030, sold out till 2032. So that makes it a manufacturing race. And manufacturing race are run by the whole bunch. The giants have to play a role, the niche manufacturers have to play a role, the small shops have to play a role. We are all of it in it together. Speed to market and the pivot, that's where we come in.
Technology is changing every day. And right now you're worried about the power. You're worried about the water. You're worried about this other portion of it. That's going to change.
Yeah.
And they're going to adapt.
Yep.
And they're going to retrofit.
Yep.
I mean, the small fusion reactors are coming.
Yeah.
And it won't be long.
SMRs, yep.
SMRs are on the way. 5 years, 10 years. The power grid will have to catch up. So we're going to have to make advancements in that as well.
Yeah.
Water systems, same thing.
You can see how much VC money is getting behind all of these.
Yep.
So you can see these problems will get solved. We're not there today. That's reality.
But they will catch up.
Yep, definitely. With that, thank you all for tuning in. We'll catch you in our next episode.
Have a great one.
Stay informed, stay protected.